Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS news for Thursday, September 29. It will cost the government approximately $360 million to clear roads that were flooded and blocked by heavy rains which lashed the country earlier this week. In an update to Parliament Wednesday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said the National Works Agency, NWA, which is assessing the damage, will reallocate funds from its budget to make repairs.
The cost of permanent repairs are being assessed, and over the next 2 weeks, I will update Parliament as to what those would be. Certainly for the repair of retaining walls that have been destroyed, those costs might be a little bit more, but again, we're not expecting to see a $1 billion bill for repairs.
Mr. Holness said a rapid assessment is being undertaken by the NWA to determine the full impact of the rainfall to decide on additional measures. According to the report, parishes hardest hit were St. Catherine, Clarendon, Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Trelawney and Portland. At least 47 roads were badly affected by landslides, downed trees and mud flow. The NWA reports that all roads except for some corridors in Clarendon have been cleared. A breakaway at Sutton in Lower Chapelton, Clarendon, will have to be rebuilt for the roadway to reopen. Government has signed a new social partnership agreement with the opposition, trade unions, and various members of civil society. Aimed at strengthening the nation's social recovery, the partnership is the third such pact that has been signed by the government, the opposition, the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions, the Jamaica Council of Churches, and the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica. At yesterday's signing ceremony, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said the 4-year collaboration arose out of concerns regarding the social and economic fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic.
In a democracy, it is important that all the functionaries of the state play their important role in achieving prosperity.
The opposition is committed to playing our role in fashioning national solutions. We must do so with a critical eye. Ultimately, that's our responsibility.
In other news, the National Water Commission, NWC, is expected to save $1 billion annually on its electricity bill. That's thanks to the installation of a 50-kilowatt floating solar system at the Mona Reservoir. The photovoltaic plant was commissioned on Wednesday by Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Since its implementation, the NWC has seen a 28% reduction in its energy consumption for June and a 30% decline in July when compared to the month of May. Prime Minister Holness says rising oil and energy prices have hindered the NWC's profitability. With the new solar system in place and others to come on stream shortly, the Prime Minister is optimistic that the entity will become viable.
This administration has taken a decision in keeping with our good fiscal management of your affairs that we cannot allow the NWC to become a fiscal risk to the government.
A project of this nature, ladies and gentlemen, reinforces the government's commitment to providing leadership in energy and climate change mitigation, which augurs well for our future.
This project ticks many boxes. It is both mitigation and adaptation. This project will reduce evaporation. It will also increase capacity as the system is installed with some amount of desilting.
In the meantime, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has charged the NWC with creating a replenishing capital fund to replace water trucks that have depreciated. He was speaking at Tuesday's handover of 8 water trucks to the NWC, valued at $105 million. According to the Prime Minister, the agency needs 3 times the number of trucks being delivered to be able to respond effectively as a utility service provider and in cases of emergency.
So we expect that going forward, the policy will be that the NWC must maintain the capacity to deliver water if there is a break in regular service.
Mr. Holness said similar provisions are being made at the local government level through the parish councils. Almost 22,000 pieces of furniture will be delivered to schools in the next 2 months. Minister of Education and Youth, Fable Williams, gave the commitment during Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing. The furniture includes 15,500 desk and chair combo units for students, 1,600 pieces for teachers, as well as 1,200 trapezoidal tables and 3,600 chairs. Minister Williams says the fixtures form part of the continuous upgrading of educational institutions across the island. Local artisans and high school students will be building the required pieces.
This awesome task requires a multifaceted approach and partnerships involving many stakeholders. We have adopted this partnership approach with some of our schools, and it has been working well.
9 schools in 6 parishes have been selected to participate in the program, including Port Antonio High, St. Andrew Technical, and Holland High School. And finally, public and private organizations are being urged to increase cybersecurity strategies to safeguard their operations against new and emerging threats. Head of the Jamaica Cyber Incident Response Team, JASERT, Lieutenant Colonel Godfrey Sterling, made the appeal during a JIS think tank session on Wednesday. Ahead of October's observation of National Cybersecurity Awareness Month, Lieutenant Colonel Sterling said particular attention must be placed on securing data against malicious attacks. JASERT has recorded more than 700 reports of cybercrimes since the start of the year.
The real challenge right now is for a lot of the medium, small, and micro enterprises to conduct what we call a security baseline of their organization. And from that baselining, to do the further assessments that will allow them to have the requisite professionals develop a roadmap to bring them to some reasonable standard of cybersecurity.
Entities wishing to employ a more robust cybersecurity approach may visit cert.gov.jm and sign up for a free cybersecurity assessment. JASERT also welcomes emails or walk-ins to its offices at the PCJ building on Trafalgar Road in Kingston. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.